when is it the right time to find someone dedicated for this role to manage your inventory? Because I imagine, there's a lot of companies out there that are just working on an ad hoc basis. They've got, that closet of parts, and you kind of walk in, you pick out a part, but you don't really have a sole person focused on it. When is it the right time to do that? And how do you also think about staffing an MRO team as your company grows?
The way I look at it is I would look at your maintenance technicians' wrench time, believe it or not, because if your maintenance technicians are searching for parts and things of that nature because you don't have storeroom personnel, you're taking away from what they are designed to do, and that is to restore equipment to its level to operate efficiently. So I would take a look at, and really it's no hidden secret. People say, man, I spent all day looking for a part. Well, that tells you right there, Ryan, that you would need a qualified person in your storeroom to take that heat away. And that is their focus, is making sure that you have the right parts at the right time at the lowest cost. That's what I always do is, and you asked about staffing levels. Staffing levels used to be, if you're a 24-hour operation, you would have staffing around 24 hours. But now with RFID, with the technology that we spoke of earlier in the 21st century, there's a lot of techniques that can be utilized to ensure that your storeroom does not have to have personnel 24 hours a day. So it all depends on your area of business. But I will say this, if you're having issues of a lot of stockouts and you only have one storeroom person working during the day and they're doing the receiving and things of that nature, but you're seeing a lot of stockouts because someone is taking parts outside of the time frame of your storeroom person, I would really start looking at possibly adding a storeroom person on an off shift to cover those bases.
Absolutely. So, what I hear from you is you're looking at it from a very data-driven perspective. It's all about tracking and measuring wrench time. It's looking at stockouts. That'll give you better perspective into when we need to hire, when we need to bring that additional headcount or additional person into the business. And I love that perspective.
Yeah, back just to get back to the to get back to the 4 key elements of success in material management and MRO. Number one, you have to have a cultural change. And we spoke about that earlier, Ryan. We're no longer a broom closet, okay? We're not, I've heard people say parts crib or storeroom clerk or anything. So we have to have a cultural shift to say, these are professionals. I'll put it to you in perspective, Brian. If you had $4 million, you gave me $4 million, wouldn't you want me trained to manage your $4 million for you? But unfortunately, we give $4 million worth of inventory to someone that is really underutilized and undertrained. So there needs to be a cultural shift there. The second key element is certified MRO training. There are so many areas of opportunity here to train. There are standards out there like the Society of Maintenance Reliability Professionals and others that can give that certified core training to understand what MRO is all about. That would really benefit our associates in MRO. Another one key important is the documented processes and auditing. I have seen it time and time again where I do it one way, you do it another way, and our results, we have a lot of variability. So if we document our process and then we audit those processes, we can eliminate a lot of the wasted variability that we have. And lastly, and most importantly, is the proper utilization of CMMS. You have to have a robust CMMS system. But even if you buy a robust CMMS system and you're underutilizing it, then what good are you? So you must utilize your CMMS system that we're spending so much time and effort to install and train people, but we have to utilize it to its fullest potential. And that's the gaps that I see. And those are the 4 key elements of success in MRO. It's that simple: cultural change, certified MRO training, documented processes and auditing, and utilizing your CMMS. It's that simple.
I love it, Radar. I love how you put it into perspective, because I can imagine that the average company out there has, millions of dollars in inventory, you should have someone focused on that, knowing what's in inventory, what's not in inventory. You want someone who's trained, because you're giving them the keys to potentially millions of dollars in inventory.
Yeah, you actually are. And Ryan, I just want to give you some quick numbers here, and maybe this will ring into somebody's head that's on the fence about MRO storerooms and whether it's important and things of that nature. But in 2012 alone, U.S. businesses spent $100 billion on MRO materials, $100 billion in 2012, okay? Of this, there was 10 or 12 billion that were left on the shelf. So we're asking people that normally we're paying a very lower wage to, we're really not training them to this. We're saying, okay, we're giving you $4 million or $6 million to manage, but we're not going to pay you as much as we're paying our forklift driver. Now, to me, that just is crazy. If you're investing this much time and money, just like you do the assets out on the plant floor, wouldn't you want to invest that as well as someone that's taking over or managing your MRO? That's a no-brainer to me. It's like I said, Ryan, if you gave me $4 million, wouldn't you want to know that I'm going to take care of it for you?
I would.
Yeah, in a positive way. I'm not going to go to Fiji on you. I'm not going to do that. But that I would take and give you some positive return on that. That's the gap that we're seeing across. And I have done storerooms above the Arctic Circle. I've done them in different countries. I've done them in multiple states across the United States. And I got to be quite honest with you, they're all the same. They're all the same. It's the same song and dance that you hear. And no matter how good they say they are, they're all the same. And that's why I actually sent you the PowerPoint so you can see some of the pictures. And these are real life, pictures that I have taken. And this is in the 21st century. When you walk in, you see millions of dollars just laying on the floor.
Yeah, it's crazy. And again, I think that also highlights, the importance of the training aspect.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. One more thing, Ryan, and I don't mean to be long-winded, but this is so important that everybody understands the sheer gap that we have under MRO and the importance that it pertains to the reliability aspect and the overall efficiency of any plant that we do. Trust me, if you don't have the right part at the right time at the lowest cost, it's going to cost your company a lot more than that part's worth. So wouldn't you want to have someone that's utilizing a CMMS system to its fullest potential, having that person well trained so you make sure that you can run efficiently for your customer base? That's the hidden elephant, Ryan. That's the hidden elephant in the room that no one wants to talk about, but we're sure spending a lot of money to the point of $100 billion in 2012.